And if we are helping our children grow to be those adults in the future, this love for their world needs to start now. It needs to begin now. It's not something they're going to do later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Tinas. Anne, would you like to share your thoughts?
We thought we might go home because everybody said it already. So since we're here, well, let's just add our little bit. Okay, I'm trying to follow Bible, and I mean, this is ridiculous. Okay, but I think we've got to remember that the second plane of development is cosmic education for second plane children. And it's an intellectual and a moral plane, an enrichment of what they have in the first plane. I love that Bible, thank you. And the other thing I'd like to say is because it's an enrichment, it means it's new, okay? So it's going to be new and it's going to be different. Well, I'm going to tell you one of my own experiences in relation to new and enriching. When I joined the Trainer of Trainers program, my concern was that I wouldn't be with elementary children again, and I would lose the edge, and I'd lose what elementary children are like. They're so wonderful. Okay, so I decided, okay, my son wanted to be a scout, so I thought, well, Montessori does speak very positively about scouting. She says, well, it's a common goal. They make promises. It's a mixed age group. They're there by choice. Now that's the key. They're there by choice. Okay? So, talking about keys. So what did I do? I joined an organization. Right. Never been a Girl Guide, never been anything like that, not particularly athletic. So how did I learn? The one who is supposed to be encouraging the children, teaching them about knots, teaching them about compasses, teaching them about books, teaching them about safety, teaching them about the first aid. Well, I learned with the children because I hadn't a clue. In other words, teaching them how to, I did learn rather rapidly, put up a tent. Okay. Now, why am I concentrating on these very practical activities that we encouraged the children to do, we taught them how to do after I learned how to do them? Well, guess what? They were there by choice. They were interested in the outdoors. They were interested in these particular activities. May I say, all children are not, but these particular children that we worked with were. So it was highly successful. What did I notice? Well, I noticed that because they were divided into sixers, in other words, a group of 6 elementary children, they wanted to work together. You had the youngest, you had the middle, and you had the oldest. So they had the possibility of being the youngest, the middle, and the oldest, and being very responsible. Bible spoke about development. What I saw, not expecting to see it, was development in action as these children got more and more and more into the ethos. Okay, and that's what it's like with elementary children. But wherever they are outside, there are certain preparations you have to make. Well, you have to prepare them for what it's going to be like. They have to find out, maybe for themselves, just like any going out, what's needed to go out here? What kind of clothes do we need? What kind of food do we need? All of this, helping them, but not doing it for them. They need exposure. They need experiences. And they need the possibility of repetition. There's nothing new in that. We've been doing it forever. But that's what they need in relation to the outdoors as well. They need to be prepared. The other thing they need our faith. Having prepared them as well as you can, that they can go out and that they can behave in an appropriate manner, which is commensurate with where they are and how they need to get wherever they're going to or from. Do children get lost? Well, they might get lost a little bit on the path, but they don't actually get all that lost. But most of all, to become integrated appropriately for the age group, to become confident. I can do this. I know this walk. I've been here before, and I can do this on my own with my other 5 companions. You know, all of this is, if you like, unable to be, to come into fruition unless we have faith, unless we cooperate with cosmic education, with development. Unless we cooperated with it, ladies and gentlemen, we're limiting the children at all planes, but particularly at the second plane. We really need the children that we have in the second plane of development to go forward with what they get from the second plane to take it into Jenny's realm, which is the 12 to 18s, the adolescents, and then we can all go home.
So thank you. I feel a bit, I don't know the word, humble maybe is the word, to be on this panel, because through my visits to India, through meeting so many of you, and to have the opportunity to stay here during periods of time, I think has added a new dimension to my relationship with nature, because I do think you have a relationship with nature that go beyond at least where I come from, and also in terms of relationship when it comes to human beings. And for that, I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to be part of. I would like to start with a quote, and actually it's a quote that I think will fit very well with what Shandini presented to us so beautifully. So this is a quote, not by Montessori, but by Rachel Carson, an American marine biologist. And she wrote, "A child's world is fresh and new and beautiful, full of wonder and excitement. It is our misfortune that for most of us, that clear-eyed vision, that true instinct for what is beautiful and awe-inspiring is dimmed and even lost before adulthood." Now, I like to think that that will not happen with children that are so fortunate to be in our Montessori environments. And when it comes to the third plane of development, they come with 12 years of knowledge, understanding, and experience. And now they have to be in an environment where they will develop a deeper relationship with nature and with our earth. And somehow, they come with hopefully this ability to observe, to have the patience, to have expectations, but also being aware of the generous gifts that nature provides us with and that Montessori writes about. And most of them have grown up in what we refer to, or Montessori referred to as supernature, the man-made environment on top of nature. And now they have to be in this environment where they are brought back to nature, where they will let nature nurture them in this prepared environment that is so important to them, the physical environment. To be there on the land, to have the opportunity, yes, to use your hand and do the work that Baiba spoke about. The work that, without this work, this human work, we wouldn't be anywhere. And now they have to practice that anew. Do the work in their environment, on their environment, and they experience how they can transform the environment. They also have the opportunity to be on the land and experience the solitude and the peace that nature brings. Sometimes I think we have difficulties imagining adolescents just lying in the grass, watching clouds go by, sitting by the creek, watching the water pass by, writing poems about their experiences in nature. But it's not just experiencing nature. It's also in a social environment. And you really can't know who you are until you know where you are. So they need not only the physical environment, but they need also a social environment. They need to be part of this group. And Baiba spoke about the experience that, yes, as an individual, you can't make a change, but as a community, we can. They have to experience discipline. They have to experience what it takes to collaborate, not always getting one's own will, but experience what Montessori called the sacrifice of work, how you work for others rather not just for yourself. And this is a way for them to find out who they are, what they are capable of doing. So it's a reality check in a way for them. So they need this opportunity to study, work, and live together. And to do this on a farm, on the land. And our students, or I shouldn't say my students, but the students on their farm, they took a group picture of themselves, and they had a board in front of them which said, this is who we are, this is our farm, this is where we belong. And what's so beautiful about this environment where they can use their hands and their minds is that it is an ideal environment. And an ideal environment is the one that finds a place for each and every human gift. And the adolescents, they learn that no one is mediocre. Everyone is an opportunity. We all come with a potential. And that is